What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. It feels like the start of a new season, and I feel like there's a good reason for that. Obviously, the performances of the two new signings for Juventus. Wait, I'm going to say it right. Zakaria, there we go. Zakaria and Dusan Vlahovic have performed magnificently in their debut. We're going to rate each of the players, not only them, but of course the entire squad, how they did today in the match against Hellas Verona. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it is Sunday, February 6th, 2022. And of course, I have all the things that you care about when it comes to Juventus. Before we do anything, though, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. I guess without further ado, we'll really jump into these ratings, but really, I said without further ado. Now I'm going to give you a little bit more ado, if you will, before we do that. You can watch our entire immediate instant reaction that Alejandro and I did myself. I think a lot of that was pretty good and pretty spot on, as well as just pretty fun. If you want to be honest, this is the first time, and I guess it's kind of been a long time, right, that it's been fun to be a Juventus fan, which is just a ridiculous thing to say when we think of that. Juventus have been on a win streak, or had been on a win streak of 9 consecutive Scudetti from 2011 to 2020. And then, of course, last season not winning it, and then what we have right now. But really, just the way that pieces really fell, it was getting a little bit tiresome. Unfortunately for launching a channel like this, kind of tiresome, right? Go in and talk about Juventus, talk about the way they've been playing, talk about the same old each and every day. And there was a little bit of the same old today, but there was a lot of new, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, a lot of hype, if you will. When I look at this, I talk about Vlahovic and his play, talk about Zakaria. Dang it, I did it again. I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm going to work it out of my system, I promise. Zakaria and the way that he played, as well as some of the other plays in the way that they really affected their game and opened it up down the line. Of course, the reason this was so important is this was kind of a measuring stick. This was a measuring stick for Juventus of how they can perform the rest of the season. Again, I want to hit on this. This is very important. Hellas Verona, while they may not be the top-tier best team in the league, they're a tough team. They're a very tough team. Igor Tudor has done a great job there, but also they've been tough playing Juventus for the last, 3 years or so. Like I said, I remember the last time Juventus beat them, I was in Italy on my trip to Italy back in September of 2019. It's been a while. So Juventus finally were able to break the streak. No loss, no draw. They got the victory against Hellas Verona at home in a splendid beginning. All right, let's just go and jump into it. We'll have more to say about each of the players' performances, of course, as we do these ratings. First up, what we're going to do is get into, of course, Wojciech Szczesny, the goalkeeper for today. He's continued to play pretty well. Good performances. The entire first, 2 months of the season that we witnessed in August and September-ish, they're gone. They're long gone. Don't have to worry about it. He's about as good as they can get when it comes to, besides adding some of the, the next level player that they can really get. A Donnarumma that I wanted so bad. But Wojciech Szczesny, super, super happy with the performances that he's given for Juventus, especially as of lately. He continues it up. He gets a 6.5 rating today, performing really well. He had 1 save, 1 punch, 1 successful run out. He had 1 save from inside the box. He had 9 accurate long balls and 3 clearances as well. Not too much to say about him, though, because the defenders played a really good game as well. As we get into that, let's talk about Danilo, my boy. Danilo, I think he gets, like we talked about this a little bit earlier as well, so many people are so focused on Cancelo and the way the deal went down and, the loss of him, sending him off to Manchester City. Instead, I think we need to focus on how good of a defender Danilo has been, how good he has been there on the right side as the back there. He gets a 7 rating for me today. I think he was fantastic. I think he was all over the place. I think he did a lot of good for the team. Everything that you could expect from Danilo. I gave him a 7 rating today. He had 2 clearances, 4 interceptions, 4 tackles, 6 ground duels, 2 aerial duels, 2 key passes, 1 accurate cross, 2 accurate long balls as well. I'm going to kind of go through a little bit quicker when it comes to the defense, just because they all did you did a good job. You did good, okay? But I want to talk about some of the fun pieces today, right? I think we all want to get there, okay? Matthias de Ligt, great as always. He gets a 6.5 rating from me. He's always one of the most reliable players there for Juventus. He had 5 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 tackles, 2 ground duels, 3 aerial duels, 1 accurate long ball as well. And he had a really big save there near the end to stop a momentum driven Verona side that could have gotten into a goal at the end, and it was just him to take away the ball and clear it out. Good on him, Matthias de Ligt. Of course, as always, and of course, it's so important that we continue to keep Matthias de Ligt, and he becomes a future staple for Juventus, a future maybe captain, we'll see. But he's so important for the future. I hope that the club knows that. I hope he knows that as well, and I hope he ends up staying. Giorgio Keolini, another good game from him. He had a 6 rating for him and his performance today. Really was pleased with what I saw from him. Maybe not as pleased as I was with De Ligt and Danilo, but he had a really good performance. 5 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 interception, 2 aerial duels, 1 key pass, and 4 accurate long balls. So one thing I guess to comment on was when Keolini just decided, screw it, I'm going for it. I want to be a striker now, and was just driving the ball downfield by himself. I ended up getting taken away there at the end, but I was like, if he scores a goal, I will go absolutely 8 bleep over this. I'll be so excited. It's so much fun. It was just a fun day. That's the only way I can really describe this match, right? Continue on. Matteo De Sciglio, another good performance from him. Really has stepped it up since coming back to Juventus. Had a few issues there, ball taken away from him, a couple of bad passes there, but overall, not a bad performance by any means. He gets a 6 rating from me today. He had 2 clearances, 1 tackle, 5 ground duels, 3 aerial duels, 1, and those are 3 for 3. 1 accurate cross, 3 accurate long balls, 1 shot off target, and 3 out of 3 successful dribble attempts. All right, let's continue on to the next part of what we hear. And we have my boy, the one I want to talk about, one of the more exciting pieces of the match. Actually, he's going to be my man of the match, and that is Dennis Zakaria. Zakaria. Dang it, I messed it up again. Of course I did. Dennis Zakaria. He gets a 7 rating from me. I know a lot of people are going to come at me. I was surprised. I've seen some other ratings out there. People have been very high. I like to just keep it a little bit more level-headed. It was a very good performance. A very, very good performance. A great performance, if you will. But I thought it was really good. Again, this is Juventus. It's going to have to be next level for me to keep going higher and higher and higher. I thought it was really good, though, for his first outing at Juventus without any real consistent long-term training with the club, a lot of consistent growth or whatever, any of that. Literally being here for like a week or so, and now he's playing. Like, I was, and also, can we just talk about how, one, he's an imposing force, 6'3", whatever that is in meters. Sorry, guys, I'm American. 6'3", head and shoulders better, bigger, everything that I like. I mean, he was out there with him playing there in the midfield. I'm so excited to see the potential of him lining up with Manuel Locatelli in the coming games, now that Locatelli will be off the suspension that he had against Verona today. But anyway, some stats today. 1 goal. Obviously, that goal was so beautifully delivered by through the fog or whatever was going on there at Juventus. Through that, I didn't even see him coming out. And then all of a sudden, you see Zakaria coming out there. And he was a man looking to kill, and he did. He got that goal. He had 1 goal. He had 1 accurate long ball, 1 shot on target, 3 ground duels, 1. Let's continue on. 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 4 interceptions, and 2 tackles as well. He was doing a lot of things out there in the midfield and help open it up for his other teammates. One of those things that's just the intangibles, like the things that he's able to do were fantastic. And it's just crazy for me to think that I'm giving this guy my man of the match for the very first match. And I know you all may disagree with me. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm wrong, whatever, in the comment section down below. But I think we can all say that we're all very excited and very happy with the way that our new signings did. And all I can say, too, is what a steal. What a steal that Juventus was able to do to sign him for the price that they did and get it done now and here and now, and not have to worry about it in the summer mercado when maybe Manchester United, yada, 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 some of these other players will come to bat and try to get him. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Any other comments, really? I'm sure there's more that I can say about Zakaria, but he was fantastic, and he definitely showed you. We've been talking about how when I say poor the midfield has been, oh yeah, the poor midfield's been pretty bad with some of the players the last few years. This this proved it. Like, this guy is almost way better than any other midfielders that were out there today. Artur Robio, of course, it is what it is. But at the same time, the credit I want to give him too is he came in there, and it wasn't like Manuel Locatelli. Manuel Locatelli had a little bit of an easy in period. This guy just came in hot, so good on him. Some of those pieces are really starting to line for Juventus, and of course, I'm happy about that. Let's continue it on. Let's talk about Artur. Artur gets a 6 rating for me today. He was all right. There were some things that he was able to do there in the second half that were better. There was this lull, though, overall for the whole team. A little bit of that Allegri ball came in, and I started to get a little bit nervous that something may happen. But at the same time, not just that, at the same time, even though I was getting nervous, it never really felt like Hellas Verona was really threatening to seriously score during this time. So I'll give him some credit there. Archer ended up playing better after he got a little bit more. I don't know if unlocks the word that I really want to use, but thanks to the play of Zakaria and then the other players out there. He had 1 key pass, 2 accurate long balls, 1 successful successful dribble attempt, 8 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 3 clearances, 3 interceptions, and 3 tackles as well. So a solid performance from the Brazilian. And then, of course, we got to give it to him. And when I say this, I mean this loosely, and I don't mean this too critically. But Adrien Rabiot is the next one up. He gets a 6 rating. Honestly, he was probably my least valuable player in the match. And Alejandro and myself kind of not really went at it, but we kind of disagreed. Alejandro thought he played really, really good today. And then we'll go through these stats, and maybe it'll prove me wrong. Maybe he was just so important there on the defensive end that when it came to the offensive end and the creative end, it wasn't about that maybe today. But there's my issue with him, and I'll read the stats off. And my main issue with Robio is I just felt so many times where I felt like the momentum was just killed each and every time that the ball got passed to him. He didn't know what to do with it. Like, he would backtrack, or he would just stand and stop there and look around. There would be no thinking on the fly. There would be no moving. There would be no ball movement of like awareness. It's physical and mental awareness of where he is and where the other players are to continue the ball, to continue moving. And that one shot he took, it was probably a good shot attempt. Maybe that was his one for the year that he could have gotten. Maybe that was it. We'll see. But at the same time, I feel like there could have been an opportunity there to create for maybe Vlahovic or somebody else there when they're moving up there on the right side. Anyway, when I say that, I mean the criticism of like my least valuable player or whatever you want to call it was still a pretty good game from the team overall. The squad played well. He had 1 key pass, 3 accurate long balls, 1 shot on target, 1 successful dribble, 6 ground duels, 4 aerial duels, 1. Yeah, so it's all the defensive attributes that he did really stood out. It was just the one thing that I really keyed in was all the killing of momentum. It bothered me. 1 clearance, 2 interceptions, and 5 tackles. So yeah, okay, yeah. We give him his credit, but I don't know why. To me, I guess I'm just stuck on it, and it is what it is. All right, we move on to the attack, and now we go to Paulo Dibala, who gets a 6.5 rating for me today. Pretty solid performance from the Argentinian as well today, but I think he was a bit disappointed, and I think in himself in not scoring. I think he was also disappointed that he was getting pulled earlier. You can see a little bit of attitude there. I understand that that's the mindset of a competitor, but I think he also needs to realize that he's like, no, this is because you're important. You're important, bro. We got to keep you healthy. We got to keep you safe. We need you throughout the rest of the season. So you get healthy, or no, you stay healthy and you chill out. All right. Let's give you, so I gave him a 6.5 rating overall. He had 1 assist. He had 1 key pass. He had 4 accurate long balls, 1 shot on target, 1 successful dribble, 5 ground duels, 1 aerial duel, 1, and 4 tackles as well. So yeah, he only took 1 shot on target overall, just one shot. So I would like to see him maybe get a little bit more, but the assist that he delivered to Dusan Vlahovic was fantastic. That's something I want to see more. I'm excited to hopefully see. I know there was a little bit in the 1920 season where people were calling him, Dibaldo and all that stuff. What I want to see this coming season and next season, and I know that it goes into the contract renewal that well, I'll name drop Hanin, Edgar, people like that don't want to hear. But I want to see him remain at Juventus, and I want to see this Dibalovic. Can we start Dibalovic? I want to see the Dibalovic romance, if you will. I want to see this flourish, and I want to see these guys work really well together because I think they can. All right. Speak of the devil, here we go. And we need to talk about it. Actually, I think I wanted to raise his rating a little higher. I think he accidentally did 6.5. I think he really was supposed to be a 7. Alejandro, if you're there, if you're listening. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say it just off verbally. I'm going to give him a 7 rating. I think I initially was going to do a 6.5, but I raised it up to a 7. It says it here. It's a 7. All right. It's a 7 rating for Dusan Vlahovic. I know your eyes may trick you. It may look like a 6.5, but it's really a 7. I did consider giving it a 6.5, but then that might be a little bit too critical, right? Especially for a player coming in for the first time playing for Juventus. But just my little spiel on Vlahovic is, wow. He came in here, and that is the guy. That is the piece. That is the striker we're looking for. That's what we needed. That's what the doctor ordered. Any other generic not euphemism, but whatever statement you want to say, it's absolutely what it is. He was a freaking man down there. He was doing everything that I expected. And I don't want to turn this into a Ronaldo thing, right? But at the same time, this was the guy that I wanted, at least, okay, the first 20 to 30 minutes of the game, before he probably got a little bit tired there later. He was doing every little thing that I had been yelling and screaming on here that I wanted Ronaldo to do. He was all over the place. He was making his own shot. He was making his own, creating his own shot. He was creating whatever. He was imposing himself against the other players. He made himself, he came back and tried to get the ball back. He came back and tried to force his way in. He did all of the things that I wanted to see from it. And, maybe he and I are both. Maybe I was riding the hype train, watching him and getting excited to see, like, the potential of what that could be for Juventus, what that can mean for this team. But also maybe it's some of the excitement and the potential of, like, I don't know. I think maybe at the same time he was riding a high. Hey, it's my first game and wearing a Juventus shirt. I'm going to show these fans this is what they're going to get from me. And this is what I want to do. Whatever it was fantastic. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why I originally considered it a 6.5. And I know it's a 6.5. It's a 7. Don't believe the things that it says. It says a 7. Is that he played so well for that first 30 minutes or so, but then the whole team had a bit of a lull in the middle. They do this often in the past. The old Allegri ball starts coming out, and you start to get nervous, and you start to start feeling like something could happen. But what he really did was, like, he continued, and I'm losing my train of thought as I'm doing this video. It's a one shot, so you get stuck with all the mistakes that I have in here. But what he really did for me is he just really built that hype and that excitement for what could happen. And that's what it was. Overall, the disappointing part was he had the opportunity. What he did and what he could have done was an opportunity he could have had a hat trick in his first performance for Juventus. If we're being honest, on the first half, he could have at least had that second goal. And then there's another opportunity there at the end of the game with Cuadrado. If it was lined up a little bit better with him, he could have had that goal. Also, the penalties, he should have at least gotten a penalty once or twice, somewhere in there, right? I think he had so many opportunities that he could have had that other goal. It's disappointing to me that he didn't. Regardless, a wonderful, fantastic performance. Literally, the top players of the match, I think, had to be the new signings, right? Just the way that they looked today. They were fantastic. Dusan Vlahovic, Zakaria, and the way that they performed were fantastic. Anyway, he gets a 7 rating from me. I know, again. He had 1 goal, 4 shots on target, 1 shot off target, 1 successful dribble attempt, 1 big chance miss. 2 accurate long balls, 3 ground duels, 1 3 aerial duels, 1 as well. And then finally, but the last player that we have is, of course, the what we expected to be, what we talked about would be the odd man out, right? The player that we expect, he's not going to be here. He's going to Barcelona. He's going to be gone. Well, he ain't gone. He's still here. And we have Alvaro Morata. He gets a 7 rating for me. I thought he was fantastic. And I think, maybe for Alvaro Morata, I think one of our members, Kiwana, said it. And I apologize if I said it, if I mispronounced the name. My apologies. They said, basically, it looks like you really need a real number 9 for Morata to shine. And it helped. And it helped a lot. It made that 4-3-3 that Allegri went in with and set up. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really fantastic. He was kind of forced into it because he had a lot of players out with Chiesa injured, Bernardeschi's situation, all the other players, Weston McKennie missing a flight or the flight getting delayed and all that went along with that. You had very little to work with. So you had to limit your midfield numbers. But because you're working in a trident, Paulo Dybala and Alvaro Morata I can't keep using the term unlocked, but they were opened up so much. It created so much space thanks to Dusan Vlahovic and all the attention that he attracted there in the middle. I love to see it. It was everything I needed. Morata was able to do so much more. He was able to create that beautiful assist for Zakaria to just come out there and get that second goal, seal the victory for Juventus. It's fantastic. I'm happy for it. One thing I will say, and I know a lot of people, this is a quick whatever thing. It's unlikely that this will happen, but I think if Juventus has the opportunity from Atletico de Madrid, if they lower their prices a decent amount, and they're willing to sell Morata that way, and they can keep Morata, you're looking at a dangerous squad next season. Champions League or Serie A, regardless. You think about the firepower that Juventus really have with Dibala, with Chiesa returning, with Vlahovic, with Morata. Like, that would be fantastic. It's unlikely just because, who knows, one, Morata may want to go somewhere else where he can be the guy, even though I think really you play so much better not being the guy, right? Or maybe I say the guy, but a regular starting striker, right? Anyway, really good performance from him. I hope to see more of this moving on in the season. He had 1 assist, he had 2 key passes, 2 accurate long balls, 2 big chances created, 4 ground duels, 2 aerial duels, 1 as well, and 1 interception and 2 tackles. Good performance. And then there were some obviously, there were some substitutes that came on. Cuadrado came on for Dybala. Rugani came in for Keolini. McKinnon came in for Zakaria. And then Moise Kean came in for Alvaro Morata. In 1 second. Sorry, didn't want to cough it in the mic. I didn't really give them a rating. They weren't there long. They all came in after the 70th minute. Usually after the 70th minute, unless you do something fantastic or really kill the team, I don't do the rating. You probably just give them all like a 6, 5.56. That's what they did, really. They didn't really do that much. I was waiting to see if Cuadrado could create something, make something happen, but it is what it is. All right, and then the final rating of the day goes to our coach, Max Allegri. He gets a 6 rating for me for today's performance. I know maybe people could give a little bit higher, maybe, but here's the thing is, he was forced into a 4-3-3. I want to see if he continues with the 4-3-3, then I might be more likely to give him more praise that way, and I want to give him praise. Good performance, finally beating Hellas Verona, looking good with the players he needs. Zakaria is exactly what he needs. Like I think Leandro said, other people said, if he could have a son, that would be Zakaria. That would be his ideal midfielder. And he looks like the ideal midfielder for Juventus for me as well. I want to see this continue. I want to see the firepower. I want to see work done. I want to see, Zakaria and Vlahovic working together, getting more gelled within the system that Allegri has. Because obviously they've only been here for a week. And that's how good they played on a match, not really having any experience with their teammates, right? Now they're going to have time to work together, train together, become something special. And then hopefully we're looking at Juventus actually, finishing a lot more of these goals. Juventus could have had, and we're being honest, Juventus potentially, and this is a little bit crazy, but they could have had 5 goals today. It could have been a 5-0 win if they cleaned up some of that aspect of their attack. I know Allegri's not really known for doing a clean, beautiful attack, but try it. It's possible. So if Vlahovic can finish more, Dybala can get back in the scoring races. We'll see. You could have a really, really dangerous looking Juventus moving on potentially by the end of the season and moving on to next season. So I'm excited about that. A lot of hype, a lot of whatever. We're riding. It feels different, does it not? It feels very different to me. It feels like Juventus. It actually feels like Juventus. The last year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is, haven't felt like Juventus it's starting to feel like Juve again. So anyway, guys, I'm excited. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. If you liked what you saw here, please hit a like button. It really helps our channel, really helps us grow, and helps us continue the algorithm and all the nonsense that goes along with that. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Hit that bell icon to stay notified for all our latest videos. And then, of course, I want to remind you guys, because I want to get you all to have the opportunity, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and make sure you've also gone on our Twitter account, like, retweet the post. We're going to actually maybe put out a new post as well. Don't worry which post it was. I'm keeping track of it, and we're going to write down all your names to have the opportunity to be entered in to win an official Juventus home shirt of Dusan Vlahovic, the number 7, to celebrate his signing and what he brings to Juventus. Heck, if Zakaria keeps playing like this, I might have to do one for him as well. We'll see down the line. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Please hit all those buttons and stuff we said. We'll see you next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.